This one's kind of like Chet from Weird Science. And sometimes when the wind blows, this nostril will kind of straighten itself up. It's kind of flared out right now, like he's making his face do whatever he wants. And all it takes is a little wind, and the synergy and the elements all work together, because the plant is reaching out for the sun and is living, but it's also doing this and it's changing itself as it's turning around in this conscious vibration of space. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. I've been watching this tree being for a little while, this bush being. I call it like Chet from Weird Science. So I've been calling it because he looks totally like it. Sometimes you can see the face even more detailed. This is like some Mario World shit. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. But I wasn't able to see these faces like that until I started sun gazing, and I got past a certain threshold. Once I got past a certain threshold, I was staring into the sun. The face was clear as day, the cleft chin, the big cheeks, and I looked down at all the trees, and I was walking, and I saw a tree that was spray painted, and I showed it my love and gratitude. I looked up, and then I instantly started seeing the trees, the conscious signatures that come out in the front of it. Now, to understand this is to understand like poltergeist, spirits, shit like that. I once lost my shit one time because I saw the same thing on a ghost video where this dude, and that's when I kind of knew that these things had a conscious signature on them, because the spirits, they're formless, and whenever they take on a different form that steps into this reality, they're kind of deformed. And there was a woman. There was just a compilation of ghosts, right? A ghost compilation. And I was watching it, and one dude was like, man, this happens to me every fucking time I leave my house. And he puts a camera, sets up, and he leaves the room, and he closes the door, and fucking everything starts going crazy. All these ghosts start shaking all the cabinets, all these glasses start falling out. You can Google it, man, ghost compilations. And then there was one where a woman was laying in her bed, and the dude ran a camera around in the room because there was a little girl in the room. And she lifts the sheet up, and a face oozes out, deformed just like that, but it had a pigtails. It was a little girl, and it was the most hideous, most gasping shit I've ever seen in my whole life, and I lost it. I lost my shit over it. I was so scared of it. But lo and behold, sometime later, maybe 4 or 5 years later, I started to sun gaze, and now I can see conscious forms and the same deformity coming out of living organisms all around me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's very interesting, these trees. And they have a many-face type of consciousness. Like, you turn to one side and another one will come out. It's like, whoa. So, yeah, just check it out, man. Like, you can see them. Take a look. Just take a look at it. See what I'm saying? It's like a laughing bush or something. It's absolutely astonishing these signatures come out of the plants like that. And they show consciousness. To understand it is to understand all forms of spiritual life. And when I understood it and it scared me, it stuck in my mind, I was able to understand it later when I was awoken to the conscious wonders and things that are around me. That's how dumbed down everybody is. Oh, everything could make a face. No, I'm talking about looking at a specific area on the plant and it forming a conscious signature of a facial feature. And that is when you realize that all consciousness has a face to it, like every part of it. And everybody is so dumbed down that they just can't see nothing, you know? But the consciousness is everywhere. It's just like in everything. And it extrudes out, and it's beautiful. And I recommend everybody to get out in that sun so you can pass that threshold and see the spirits that are on all the organisms all around you. Yep. And stay awake.